Here we have 5 items purportedly signed by George Washington. This group of letters and documents would probably be close to $500,000 if they were all real. But guess what? They're not. My name's John Resnikoff, and I'm president of University Archives. We're the leading dealers in authentic documents, letters, and relics related to famous people in history. Besides that, one of my jobs is that as an authenticator, and I work for PSA, JSA, and many private people. In addition, I'm an expert witness. I've worked for government, I've worked for the Justice Department, the FBI, and lots of law enforcement. Now, which one's authentic? Let's go through them first. Here's a letter dated April 14th, 1789. Mount Vernon. Beautiful signature of Washington. Sent to John Langdon. Here's a check, financial document for $783, dated February 23rd, 1796, signed George Washington. Similarly, here's another short letter dated 1778. It would be during the Revolutionary War, signed by George Washington. Here's a letter dated 1796, written to Edward Carrington, signed George Washington. And finally, another long letter dated 1780, signed by George Washington. The only one that's authentic is this one. And I'm going to go through how you tell with each one of these. First of all, George Washington's handwriting was very neat, very readable. And for most of his life, his signature looked exactly the same. It didn't fall apart at all. And this is a very nice signature of George Washington's. Note the fancy way he makes his G and his W, the fancy top to the T. Very interesting. We'll start with this one. This is a document that was executed by forger Robert Spring. And if this was authentic, it would probably be worth somewhere along the lines of $15,000 to $20,000. Look at the ink. It doesn't look like it's something that's been there for a long time. It has the look of something that's really popping out at you. Okay, one of the big tells in a Washington forgery is the G and the W. See how Washington's real G kind of laid on its side? And look at the way it connects to the W. Now, look at the hesitation the forger had when they were coming around the corner here. All these are signs of forgery. This document by Robert Spring also has the same problem with the G. They never really quite got the G and the W right. Even the size of it is wrong. Again, see how the authentic Washington kind of lays on its side. Okay, we learned from that, but this one's really scary. Boy, they look exactly the same. And look, the ink looks right, everything looks right. The reason it looks right is because it's a printed facsimile and a very deceiving one. And this letter would be worth probably $30,000 or $40,000. The printer even printed in the toning spots. He even printed in the watermark. I've seen these letters in frames selling for a lot of money to deceive the collector. But what you should know is it was printed by Donnelly and Sons, and it's an official facsimile of the Lakeside Press. Now, a forger, I've even seen forgers burn this off or cut it out or scrape it off to try to deceive somebody to sell this letter. And this is the folder it originally came in. So buyer beware. Always deal with a dealer that you trust. The real letter, by the way, sells for about $70,000 and has terrific content. And this is something we have available right now on universityarchives.com. Here's another facsimile. Again, you could see they got it all right. The only problem is it's printed. They even printed the hand stamp or receiver stamp. And you could see I bought this as a facsimile and it cost $350. And there's even one in the Pierpont Morgan Library. Looks like a real letter. It would not have been written all by him. It would have been, the original letter would be what's called a letter sign. So in other words, it was written by somebody else, and then Washington signs it at the end. But again, very deceiving, and in the wrong hands, it could be very dangerous.